What's up, guys? It's Mr. Lili Bubba, and I know I usually do random battles live, but this one I did not have my recording going. I was just kind of doing it for the shits and giggles, and some pretty epic stuff happened. So I decided to bust open Camtasia and show you guys what's going on with Dunsparce, though. All right, and I would like to apologize before the battle starts for something. Well, more inform you of something. I'm out of town right now, and I'm not able to record Soul Silver, so it's going to take a couple weeks for the next part of that walkthrough to go up. So hopefully you guys can remain patient for that. So let's go ahead and get into this battle. So I got an Azelf, I'm sorry, to lead off, and my opponent got a Wooper, and he goes for Earthquake right here as I trick him. My Choice Scarf, which is pretty good, though I don't really want the Focus Sash. But that'll come into play later, and you'll see why. It's pretty nice. So I go for the Ice Punch here, thinking he'd switch out, just wanting to get damage on something. But he just stays in and continues to go for Earthquake, and I'm like, this is a good situation for me, because he's not fucking doing anything. So he goes out into Heracross, and this is where I'm thinking, well, it would have been nice to have kept my Choice Scarf. But I just decided to stay in and go for the Fire Blast anyway, because this Azelf doesn't really have much use anymore now that it has a Focus Sash and no rocks or anything. So I just decided to leave it in actually to die, knowing a Mega Horn is coming, but he goes for the Stone Edge, which is a little bit weird. I thought he'd go for the Mega Horn or some type of Bug-type move. But he gets killed off by the Poison here, which is perfectly fine by me. I don't really need this Azelf. I'm just kind of leaving it in to die and doing as much damage as possible. So I believe maybe I switch out here. No, actually, I trick this thing, the Focus Sash, and I take the lefties, which is nice. But he actually kills me with a Draco Meteor, which is not good because now he's got the Focus Sash. So I believe I go out into a Purugly to break the Focus Sash with a Fake Out, which I am able to do. So I Fake Out. He doesn't switch out or anything, which honestly I would have done, because what kind of Purugly doesn't carry Fake Out? And now you're tricked to Focus Sash. You've got to make use of it. But he's actually he's actually one of the Rest Talk Kingdra sets. So that's very beneficial for me, as you'll see in a minute, as here comes in the fucking boss, Dunsparce, and this is where shit gets real. He goes for Sleep Talk for some reason, even though he's not asleep, so I don't know what he was thinking. But he switches out here into Toxicroak, as I go for the Glare, wanting to paralyze basically anything, because this thing has Glare, Headbutts, Body Slam, and Roost, so you know exactly what's happening. He goes for the Fake Out here, which is fine by me. Just a tiny bit of damage on Dunsparce. And I get partially that back. I'm up to 87% after lefties. So I go for the Headbutt, and this is where the para-flinching starts. I know it's kind of gimmicky, but it is fun as hell to do because people get so mad. But I'm actually pretty happy with this guy. He didn't get mad or spam the comments with, you know, oh, you're a pussy or some shit. He just kept battling, actually tried to counter it. So I give him props there. He didn't get pissed at my para-flinching, even though I was being kind of a douche by doing that. So I definitely give him some props. His Toxicroak here has the lefties, but he has no way to really counter that, as I get a crit anyway. It doesn't really matter, because he probably would have gotten flinched or paralyzed anyway. Maybe he could have gotten a Drain Punch off or something, but I don't even know if he had it, so it doesn't really matter, as I'm faster than this Luminion as well. No, actually I'm not, but he goes for the Surf here, which is not going to do jack shit. So I go for the Glare, get him paralyzed, and then I'm just going to do what Dunsparce does best, and that is para-flinch the fuck out of everything. So I go for the Headbutt here, do about 24%, and he's going to flinch, and then I do it again, and he gets fucking paralyzed, and this just goes on and on. This is going to get really repetitive, but it is Dunsparce doing Dunsparce shit, so I figured it would be something that's interesting to watch. So he gets paralyzed here, and I just sit here and continue to spam Headbutt. The strategy isn't really going to be broken until he brings his Kingdra back in, of course, because that thing is a Rest Talk set, so he is going to be able to rest, and I believe he does have Sub, so he doesn't have an attacking move outside of Sleep Talk, so that's not very good for that Kingdra. That's probably the only thing that saved this, what is basically a sweep, you'll see here. He takes down every Pokemon except for the Heracross. That was Azelf that did that, which is actually kind of nice, because that Heracross with close combat or something could have been a big problem for Dunsparce. He brings in Glalie, then I do outspeed, I believe. No, he goes for the Ice Shard here, which again is a strange move. You'd think he'd maybe try to, like, I don't know, try to at some point set up or something to get residual damage on this Dunsparce, but he doesn't do that. Maybe he doesn't have it, and I feel kind of bad for him in that respect. But, you know, I'll take it as I sit here and continue to spam Headbutt, and he gets flinched and paralyzed and all that shit, and that's what's gonna bring his Glalie down. And then he is going to switch into his Kingdra, and that's when it's going to get really, really stally. I'm actually kind of lucky with the crit here again. But when you're sitting here spamming the same move, 2 crits in one battle really isn't that, what should I say, that, surprising. So I go for Headbutt here, and Glalie goes down, of course. So he brings in his Kingdra now, and this is where it gets kind of stally, as I've said multiple times before, because he is going to spam sub and rest and sleep talk and that type of shit. But the problem is, he doesn't have an attacking move at all, because sleep talk can only either sleep talk sub or rest, and I can't remember what his third move is. I think it's Draco Meteor. So, I mean, that's his only way of attacking here. And after a few Draco Meteors, that's not going to do shit. So I go for the Headbutt on the next turn. That actually doesn't break his sub, which kind of sucks. It must have gotten really close, but it doesn't actually break it. And noticing that I took less than half from that Draco Meteor, I know that this sweep is actually going to happen. Because after that, once he's at -2 spec attack, I can just roost up on the next turn after he uses that Draco Meteor shit again. Actually gets me into the yellow here, which is surprising. I'm down at 34%, but I go for the Headbutt, break his sub. I actually thought that he would go for another sub here, and I just decide to go for the Body Slam, but he actually goes for Rest, which is not good. No, I think I actually go for the Roost here. I can't quite remember, because I knew he had... No, I go for the Body Slam, hoping to get some paralysis if he doesn't go for sub, but if he does go for sub, then I can break his sub with the Body Slam, because the Headbutt was damn close to doing it itself, but Body Slam has 15 more base power, so that would have broken the sub, and again, if he hadn't gone for sub, I could have paralyzed him, possibly. So he is fast asleep here, and I believe he goes for Sleep Talk and gets Rest or something like that, but to my surprise, or no, not to my surprise, Not this time. Okay, he wakes up and he does go for Rest again, but the next time he gets down in about this range, and he wakes up, and he doesn't go for Rest again, which is so weird. I found that so weird. Like, after he wakes up, he had a turn where he could have gone for Rest again, but he chooses not to. Like, I mean, he's at -4 spec attack. Did he honestly think that he would kill my Dunsparce? So is he, like, hoping for a crit or something? So, I mean, obviously by now it's basically game over, but it's just the question of will my Dunsparce sweep his team? And at this point it is. He wakes up here on the next turn, which kind of sucks for him, because I think he was hoping he'd stay asleep one more turn or something, but he goes for Draco Meteor. I mean, why wouldn't you go for Sleep Talk or something? I mean, obviously he was predicting waking up, so he went for Draco Meteor. Why wouldn't he predict waking up and going for Rest? That makes no sense to me, but obviously it's basically game here, because all he has left is his Wooper, so he goes out into it as I go for the Glare here, and then I proceed to Headbutt the shit out of his life, and that is the game. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this Dunsparceness, and stay tuned for more stuff as, once again, a crit, but it doesn't really matter. So, once again, thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone. Please don't forget to sub my channel and leave a like and all that bro stuff. Peace out.